Hello Red Riot Youth, my name is Daniel McKenzie and it is so great to be joining you and seeing you guys on Instagram, on YouTube, however you're looking at this midweek session. It is currently our 8th installment of the midweek session. Crazy that we've been doing this for 2 months, but yeah, so let's jump right into it. So Darren McIntosh spoke last week Friday about judging others and asking, seeking and knocking. And we find that in Matthew 7 verses 1 to 12. And I'm just going to be looking at a little part of that from Matthew 7 verses 3 to 5. And this is what it says. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye when all the time there is a plank in your own eye? You hypocrite. First take the plank out of your own eye and then you'll see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. And this part really stood out to me for a number of reasons. The first one being is I often try and take a speck out of a friend's eye or a brother's eye when I have this massive plank in my own eye. And I want to say first and foremostly, I struggle with this as well. And I know many of us do there, but the word of God comes to us to transform us and to change our lives. And it does it to enable us to firstly take the plank out of our own eye and then to help out our brother with the speck in their own eye. And so Red Riot Youth, I would encourage us over this time, if you find yourself being quick to judge, just take a second to stop and breathe and focus. In James, it speaks about how the anger of man does not produce the righteousness which God so desires. And I want to produce the righteousness which God so desires. And that requires me to be patient, to be slow to speak, slow to anger, and quick to listen. So for me, that is what Darren spoke about, which jumped out at me, is the speck and the plank. And first, I want to get the plank out of my own eye before I go and address anything from anyone else. So Red Riot Youth, please let the word of God come in and transform your life. Next, we've also been going and doing a fast for the past 2 weeks, and this is now our 3rd week. And as you are well aware, it is on the Wednesday that we were fasting. And so I know whenever you're watching this, you would have had a whole morning, probably an afternoon of fasting. And you might have watched this and will continue to fast for the rest of the evening. And I just want to encourage you to keep persevering. It's a beautiful thing when God's people set themselves apart from the world to find Him and seek Him. We read in Matthew 7, those who ask, the answer will be given. Those who seek, they will find. Those who knock, the door will be opened. And in this time of fasting, that's exactly what we're doing. We're asking, we're seeking, and we're knocking on the door. And the beautiful thing is that Jesus is the one who answers our questions. Jesus is the one who we find when we seek. And Jesus is the one who opens the door when we knock. So Red Riot Youth, it's such a privilege and a pleasure to be fasting alongside with you. Love you guys, and we'll see you this week Friday. Cheers.